everybody, happy Monday. Happy Monday and welcome back to Position to Prosper. I am Arianne. If this is your first time tuning in, say hey. Let me know where you are tuning in from, and also please share and invite your followers. You can hit my head of security at the bottom there. Swipe up for Droid, swipe left for iPhone, and also you can log in on Periscope online, periscope.tv. So thank you. Let's do that. Share and invite. Also give hearts. You can tap on the screen and give hearts. We like hearts here, and we're trying to get to the Million Heart Club, so I need your help, okay? So go ahead and do that. Also, you can comment below. So happy Monday. I hope you guys have recovered from Thanksgiving if you chose to celebrate that. I did. I ate well, and I probably need to diet, exercise, and a whole bunch of stuff right now because, yeah, y'all already know. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't celebrate, I hope you had a great week nonetheless. But it is Monday, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Last week we finished a series called Out of Egypt, and I've been getting you guys prepared for 2017. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Everybody and everything cannot go with you. Everybody and everything cannot go with you. And I know it's a scary thing because we get comfortable and we like to hold on to things, but if you want something new, you're going to have to do something new, and you might have to let go of some old relationships, habits, jobs, whatever the case is. So we talked about that last week. If you missed it, you can go catch up either on Periscope, or I posted them to YouTube as well. For whatever reason, the message on Friday did not save, so I don't know what that was about. So unless you're following me on Periscope, you won't be able to catch that. So that's why you got to follow me on Periscope, because the internet doesn't let you, be great all the time. So anyway, so today we're going to talk about how to handle hometown haters. And I typically don't talk about the whole hater thing. I think it's just been blown up, and we've just taken it out of proportion. But last week during my study in Matthew, it just kind of stuck out to me, and I wanted to share some insight with you guys. Again, getting you prepared for next year. I really believe that 2017 is going to be a great year for those who have prepared for it, for those who have planned for it, for those who choose to see it. And I'm not all about that, oh, the word of the year is whatever. That's not the case. I just really believe there's some great things that's going to be happening for God's kids in 2017. So today we're going to talk about how to deal with the hometown haters. And why I say that, because when you go out and pursue something, people that are not moving with you, well, sometimes you'll see a little bit of change in how they deal with you and how they communicate with you, because you're moving ahead and you are not. And so if you're starting a business or you're getting a promotion and all that stuff, everybody's not going to be happy for you. They're just not. Everyone is not going to support you. And a lot of times it's the people that we are closest to. Those are the ones that end up turning away. Those are the people that we think and expect to be there, and a lot of times they're not. And so I want to prepare you for this. You might think that doesn't apply to you right now, but I promise you, if you start walking in your purpose and God starts cutting off people and everything else, you will need this. So take notes. We're going to look at Matthew 13:53 through 58. Matthew 13:53 through 58, and it says, when Jesus had finished these parables, he moved on from there. So he was out teaching and preaching to the people. Coming to his hometown, he began teaching the people in their synagogue, and they were amazed. Where did this man get this wisdom and these miraculous powers? So they acknowledge there's something a little different about him, right? Verse 55, isn't this the carpenter's son? Isn't his mother's name Mary? And aren't his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? Aren't all his sisters with us? Where then did this man get all these things? A little jealousy starting to get up there. Verse 57, and they took offense at him. Why are you mad at Jesus though, right? And then it says, but Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own town and in his own home. So this is his hometown. This is where he's from. And Jesus is out here. He's starting to get famous now. He's doing all these miracles, and he's drawing a lot of attention and crowds. And he goes back home, and these people are like, who do you think you are? Like, you just from here, your daddy, your mama's just him, we hang out with your family, your sisters and your brothers, like, who do you think you are? And that happens like in real life right now. That happens where you will blow up. If you blow up or whatever, you succeed in some way, and people are like, who do you think you are? Like, you from the same neighborhood that I'm in and I came from. But I want to tell you, don't take it personal. Don't take it personally, because it's just their own insecurities coming out. So it's not really a reflection of you. It's really a reflection of what's going on inside of them. And so it may hurt, it may be hurtful and all that, but don't take it personally. Okay, so it's like everyone is excited for you when you're still like with them and on their level, but you start pursuing stuff and getting a little bit ahead, and it's like, oh wait, what you think you're doing? Nah. But don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about that at all. So how do we identify hometown haters? Because again, the word hater is overused, but no, there are really people who don't want you to succeed, who get jealous about you moving ahead. So how do we identify them? They're typically people that bring up your past. They cannot let your past go. And they always talking about, remember when, remember when. Nah, I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to remember all that stuff. Like, yeah, I know we used to do that back in the day, but I'm cool. So they will always bring up your past. And it's like, it's okay if you're not that person anymore. Like, everyone is entitled to grow. Okay? And the fact that they haven't is not your fault. It's not your fault. So they will typically bring up your past. Also, they'll try to minimize your gifts and your credibility based on your background. Right? Because they know you. I know where you came from. I know what you used to do with all of this. So they're like, nah. They will try to minimize your gifts and your credibility based off of your background and where you came from. So you got to watch out for that. Again, if you're growing and evolving and you're not that person, and yeah, you look back and see how far God has brought you, and that's awesome. But you're not stuck there anymore. You're not that same person, and that is okay. Know that that's okay. Next thing is this. You'll see spirits of bitterness and jealousy coming out, right? They can't celebrate you because they're secretly jealous of you. They haven't made any changes. They haven't gotten any better. Their situations haven't changed. They're still struggling financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case is. And so you will sense that bitterness and jealousy come up there because their conversations change. Right? When you outgrow people, you start having less and less in common. And so it's like awkward when y'all like, oh, okay. All right, after the first few minutes, it's like, what we got to talk about? I don't know. And so you will see that kind of spiritual tension start rising up when you start surpassing people that is in your circle. And again, your hometown could be symbolically, your hometown could be your church family or your neighborhood, community, college friends, whatever, sorority, whatever the case is, whatever your hometown is for you, this is possible, and it can happen to all of us, okay? Number 4, they will acknowledge your gifts, but they won't support you. They will acknowledge your gifts or your business or whatever, but they're not going to support you. So these are the people that are secretly stalking you on social media. They know everything that is going on in your life, but they don't comment, they don't like, they don't do anything, probably talk about you however many days a week behind your back, everything else, right? So they'll acknowledge secretly that you're doing good things, but they're not going to support you. They are not going to support you because that takes humility, right? That's pride getting in the way. So they're not going to be like, I can't stand you and support you. I can't be jealous of you and support you at the same time. So number 5, they will highlight what makes you common. They will highlight what makes you common. Again, well, I go to church with their sister, or I know their mama, or they grew up here, or whatever. So they try to, bring you back down to their level. They not all that. I know them, I knew them when type situation. They will highlight what makes you common. Even if they don't really know you right now, they'll still, again, like number 1, bringing up your past, they'll still try to find some way to link themselves to you, okay? And then number 6, they might try to hold you back. They might try to hold you back and convince you that you don't need any more than what you have right now, that you're okay where you are. Why are you pursuing more? We're good. We're comfortable. And they might try to hold you back. And that stuff gets in your mind. And it starts, and again, we like to be accepted by people. Like, we like community. God didn't create us to be alone. right? It's not good for us to be alone, and we like to be accepted. We like to be connected as well. So they'll try to hold you back, and that stuff gets in your head, and it's like, man, I want these people to support me, but at the end of the day, they are trying to deter me from a calling that I know is on my life. So they'll try to hold you back. So those are the 6 things, and they're just 6. There may be more, it may look different for you, but those are the kinds of the signs that you will see from hometown haters. They will bring up your past, minimize your gifts based on where you came from and your background. You'll see spirits of bitterness and jealousy and pride in them. They'll acknowledge your gift, but they won't support you, so they'll secretly stalk you on social media. They'll highlight what makes you common and try to put strings there that really aren't there, and they'll try to hold you back, okay? I'm just warning you, because it's going to happen. If you're pursuing anything bigger than yourself or higher where you are right now, it is possible that will happen. If it happened to Jesus, then we shouldn't be surprised if it happened to us. And then, so verse 58 of Matthew 13, it says he didn't do many miracles there because of their lack of faith. So it doesn't matter how good you are. If people don't want to see you doing well, if they don't want to, acknowledge what you're doing, it doesn't matter. They're never going to see it, okay? So he couldn't do many miracles there because of their lack of faith. So it doesn't matter how great Jesus was. It doesn't matter how many miracles he did. They were hating on him, so they couldn't even receive his gifts because they were jealous and angry. I mean, they were offended. Really? How are you offended by somebody else's success unless you don't have your own? Okay. Anyway, so again, that's why I say don't take it personally. It's a reflection of that person or those people, that group of people. All right? So how do we overcome this? Like, how do we handle hometown haters? And I know it's hard because that's your girl, that's your boy, that's your family, what have you, but it happens. Everybody can't go with you. There's different seasons and reasons for everything, okay? The first thing is this: do not apologize or feel guilty for walking in your purpose. Don't apologize for it. Like, don't allow people to make you feel guilty for getting ahead. Like, it's okay to want more, and it's okay for them not to. I mean, it really is. So don't feel guilty or let somebody make you feel guilty for pursuing more, and don't apologize for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. God called us all to a great purpose and all of that, to prosper and everything. So the same calling and promises that are on your life are the same calling and promises that's on somebody else's, and it's their job to walk into that or not. So don't apologize and don't feel guilty for it. Number 2, don't become distracted. Do not become distracted. Don't be clapping back at people or wondering why somebody's not calling you and all that other stuff. Like, just let them be. Let them be. Don't be distracted or getting, now faith and doubt and all this stuff is starting to boil up inside of you because you're not being supported and accepted. It happens, okay? But that's when we got to press into the presence of God, as hard as it may be. But don't be distracted from the thing that God called you to do just because you're not getting the support that you desired, okay? God will never leave you or forsake you. People will. People will, okay? The third thing is this: pray for those who persecute you. You got to pray for them. Again, it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's not a physical thing. It's spirits of bitterness and jealousy and pride and whatever else. Maybe their own spirits of rejection and everything else that's building up inside of them. So pray for those who persecute you. All right? They're talking behind your back. Great. Pray for them. God needs to heal their heart. God needs to heal your heart. You don't need to waste your time trying to convince them that, you still the same person that you used to be and everything else. No, because if they don't want to see it, they're not going to see it. Okay? So just pray for them. Pray for God to heal their hearts and let Him do that. And you can love them from afar while you're pursuing your purpose and hope that one day they will come around. All right? But don't waste your time. Also, pray for divine connection. So I don't believe that God will take something away and not replace it. So you might be losing a few friendships or relationships as you're pursuing God, but pray for divine connections as well, for God to send you people that will support your calling, that will encourage you, that can speak life into you, and he will do that. Again, those people still don't replace him in the time that you spend in his word and with the Holy Spirit and in prayer and everything else. But again, we need community. We need community. So God will send you divine connections, and they might come for a season, a month or two, just to get you over that hump and to encourage you to keep going. But pray for divine connections as well. And the last thing is this: don't give up. All right? Don't give up. Yeah, new levels, new devils, all that stuff. It happens, but you got to keep pressing forward. Again, if it happened to Jesus, it's going to happen to you. And the same people that cheered him on one day turned on him and were like, crucify him. Right? So we don't live for the approval and acceptance and applause of people anyway. Like, that's not our goal. And if we, rest our purpose in our life on those people, we're going to be miserable. And we're going to live and die by their power and their acceptance versus God's. All right? So don't give up. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because we like being comfortable. We like, being around people that we know and that we're familiar with. But there comes a time where we have to endure that season of separation. Okay? That season of separation, and we're building new connections and new relationships and everything else. And it's okay. It's all right. God is with you. He's going to help you get through. All right? So that's how we handle hometown haters. And again, if you're moving forward in 2017 and you're letting some people and some places and some things go, you're going to be tempted to go back, because we long for things. We like comfort. Our nature, we like to be comfortable, but stepping out, it's not comfortable. All right? So don't get distracted. Don't apologize for it. Don't get distracted. Pray for those who are persecuting you. Pray for divine connections, and just keep going. Keep going. It's going to be so worth it in the end, right? Don't be weary in well-doing, for we will reap a harvest if we don't give up in our due season. So it might not happen a week or a month after, but in due season, we will reap a harvest if we don't faint. Okay? All right, I love you guys. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Monday. Again, invite your followers and share this with your followers. You can follow me on Instagram at Arianne Maccabee. And also, you can visit my website, www.ariannemaccabee.com. And you can check out my first book while you're there, Destined to Fly, The Pursuit of Purpose. Enjoy the rest of your day and come back tomorrow. All right, bye.